Folks, have you ever had a midlife crisis? Bought a sports car? Maybe even thought about getting a flashy new toy to feel young again? Or perhaps you tried to date someone half your age, thinking it would make you feel alive and vibrant? Well, I, Dante, this Italian poet from the 14th century, took a different approach. Instead of buying something or dating someone, I decided to channel my existential dread into art. I wrote an epic poem about going to hell, talk about overreacting. But hey, it was my way of dealing with the crisis.
Dante basically gets lost in the woods. Not just any woods, though. This isn't just any forest, though. It's a dark, dense and ominous place filled with twisted trees and shadows. It's a metaphorical forest representing the dark night of his soul. A place where he confronts his deepest fears and regrets. He's feeling lost and confused, the usual midlife crisis stuff. The kind of existential dread that makes you question everything. Luckily, he runs into Virgil, the ancient Roman poet. Virgil becomes his guide and mentor. Virgil's like his personal tour guide through the afterlife. He helps Dante navigate the treacherous path ahead. Buckle up, folks, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. First stop, Limbo. Get ready for a journey unlike any other, filled with twists, turns, and revelations. Limbo is basically the waiting room of the afterlife. It's for all the decent folks who weren't baptized or lived before Jesus Christ. Think virtuous pagans, unbaptized babies, that sort of thing. It's not torture, but it's not exactly paradise either. Just somewhere in between. They spend eternity with a serious case of what if. It's like being stuck at the airport with a delayed flight forever. But don't worry, things are about to get a lot more interesting soon. Next, we hit the circles of lust, gluttony, greed, and wrath. Each circle represents a different sin and its unique punishment. Dante gets pretty graphic here, folks, but I'll keep it PG. Trust me, you don't want the full details.
In the circle of lust, you're tossed around by a fiery whirlwind. Imagine being caught in a storm that never ends. It's like being stuck in a never-ending Taylor Swift music video, where the music and chaos never stop.
Then there's gluttony, where you're forced to wallow in filth and garbage. It's a never-ending buffet of disgust. Think of it as being trapped in a reality TV show about hoarders. Not a pretty picture, right? The mess is overwhelming.
Greed? You're constantly pushing giant boulders up a hill, only to have them roll back down. It's a Sisyphean task. It's like playing the stock market and losing your shirt every time. The stress and frustration are endless.
And finally, wrath. Here you're stuck fighting each other in a swamp of muck and mire. It's a brutal, never-ending battle. It's basically internet comment sections come to life. Imagine the worst arguments you've seen online, but in person and never-ending.
After witnessing the punishments in the upper circles, Dante and Virgil arrive at the River Styx. This isn't your typical river cruise, folks. It's the boundary between upper and lower hell. To cross, they need an angel's help. And let me tell you, this angel isn't too happy with the demons trying to block their path. It's a whole bureaucratic mess down there. Divine intervention is needed to navigate the red tape of hell. Once they finally cross, they enter Dis, the city of hell. Things are about to get a whole lot hotter. This is where things start to get really serious, folks. We're talking about the big leagues of sin here. First up, heresy. Heretics are trapped in fiery tombs. It's like being roasted in your own bad ideas for all eternity. Next, we have violence. This circle is divided into 3 rings: violence against others, violence against yourself, and violence against God. Think of it as a twisted version of those Russian nesting dolls, each one more messed up than the last. Dante doesn't hold back on the gruesome details, folks. It's enough to make you want to swear off sin forever. Buckle up, folks, because we're heading into the 9th and final circle of hell, the circle of treachery. This is where things get really cold. Literally. The deeper you go in hell, the colder it gets. It's like Dante's version of climate change, but way more terrifying. In this icy wasteland, the worst sinners are frozen in a lake. We're talking about betrayers, liars, and the absolute worst of humanity. This is where you'll find figures like Judas, Brutus, and Cassius, all stuck in their own personal frozen hells. It's a chilling reminder that the coldest place in hell is reserved for those who betray trust. After witnessing the unspeakable horrors of hell, Dante and Virgil finally emerge from the underworld, their hearts heavy but their spirits unbroken. They climb out of a dark pit and are greeted by a glorious sight, the stars, twinkling like beacons of hope in the vast dark sky. This, my friends, is the whole point of Dante's arduous journey through the realms of the afterlife. It's not just about scaring the pants off you with graphic descriptions of hell and its torments. It's about finding hope, even in the darkest of places where light seems impossible to find. It's about choosing the path of virtue, even when it's hard and the road is fraught with challenges. So the next time you're tempted to commit a sin, remember Dante's Inferno and the lessons it imparts. Remember the whirlwind of lust, the stench of gluttony, and the endless suffering they bring. Remember the fiery tombs of heresy, where the souls of the damned are eternally tormented, and the icy depths of treachery, where betrayal is punished in the coldest, most unforgiving way. And then choose a different path, a path that leads away from these horrors. Choose the path of virtue, the path that may be difficult but is ultimately rewarding. Choose the path that leads to the stars, to enlightenment, and to a life of true fulfillment.